Once upon a time, there was a man named Mr. Cent. Mr. Cent was responsible for all of the energy transformations in the world.
There was also a student named Joe, but we'll get to him later. Anyway, like I was saying, Mr. Cent was responsible for all the energy transformations in the world.
For example, this nuclear power plant. Wait, how does a nuclear power plant work? Well, it's actually quite simple. In a nuclear reactor, neutrons are shot at high speed into the nuclei of a fuel, usually uranium. This produces a large amount of energy, as well as splitting the uranium nucleus. More neutrons will come out of this reaction, and those neutrons will be shot into other uranium atoms. This process is called a nuclear chain reaction, and it's what produces the immense amount of power in nuclear reactors. So we saw how the reactor works. Here's how the power plant works as a whole. This nuclear chain reaction heats water until it becomes steam. The steam then spins a turbine, which in turn spins a generator, generating electricity. The electricity generated then goes out onto the grid to power our homes. So here we've converted nuclear energy into thermal energy, which eventually turns into electrical energy.
Joe was a student at college. Joe had a test coming up tomorrow and he needed to study, so he turned on a light. Whenever you turn on a light, you're transforming energy, so Mr. Cent was there to help Joe. When you turn on a light, you're just changing electricity into light, right? Well, it's not quite that simple. You see, light is really just electromagnetic radiation, but there's many forms of it, including radio waves, microwaves, and infrared waves. Visible light is just the kind we can see, but radiant energy refers to all types of electromagnetic radiation. Here we've turned electrical energy into radiant energy. Mr. Cent was having a bad day. Humans never appreciated him, and he had to do all this work for him, so just to spite them, he turned off all the electricity in the world. Joe was studying in his room when the lights went out. He still needed to study, though, so he got out a flashlight. Flashlights run on batteries, so you don't need to be connected to the grid. So how do batteries work? Well, I'll show you. Well, we learned about this in the lab we did with lemons. There's 2 electrodes in an electrolyte, and the difference between the electrodes causes electrons to build up in one. When you connect the 2 ends of the battery, an electric current flows through the wire. So here we've turned chemical energy into electrical energy. Joe was studying by flashlight when the flashlight's batteries ran out. He got in the car to go and buy more. This is how a car works. Gas explodes next to a cylinder, pushing it down. The cylinder goes up and down with the explosions, rotating an arm. The arm is what turns the wheels in a car. Here we converted chemical energy to mechanical energy. Mr. Cent watched Joe drive, and he hated to see any energy wasted. He realized that all he had done by turning off the power was wreak havoc and cause chaos. So he decided to turn the power back on. And after that, everyone lived happily ever after. More or less.